Yeah, what's up, guys? What's going on? Hope you are good. Hope we are doing good. All right, so this setup I'm about to share with you for me is one of the most simplest and accurate setup, guys. All right, so now this setup comprises of you understanding a bit of support, resistance, patterns. That's all. I think support, resistance, patterns, and trend lines. Okay, so you might be thinking, how do we draw the support, resistance, and all that? Let me tell you something about this setup. It's the simplest. It's something you can do in 2 minutes. Okay, and you'll be able to do what we call the forecasting using your pattern for entry. Now, how does this setup work? Please pay close attention. Now, if this is the chart, okay, I just use this line, okay, this black line as sketch. So if this is the chart, please ignore this because it's part of my chart right here, which I will show you later. Then if this is a chart, do you know what you do? Once you open your chart, you don't need to start scrolling back or checking support and resistance last year, 2 years ago or something. No. Once you open your chart, the file you can see, okay, your desktop area or your screen, once you look, you check where is the highest point of this price that I'm looking at right now, or any swing. Okay, so if you look, let's start from the lowest. If you look right here, this is the lowest point here. Just mark in a line, as simple as that. Look at the high, this is the high, mark in your line. Okay, then you can equally mark in this side. All right, so these lines, maybe I should change the color so that you know the one I'm referring to. So these are the lines you are going to be paying attention to. So these black lines are the levels you're expecting the price to hit. Okay, now if for instance you are watching this trade when the price keep pushing to the downside this way, as in after pushing to the downside and it's going up, you're already marking this area because this is a swing. What you are looking for is to enter your trade at this line. Remember, I'm just showing you the overview of this particular strategy. Okay, then now what is the price giving us? The price is now trending to the downside. You have marking your lines and you are waiting for the price at that zone. All you need to do now is to mark your trend line, right? Okay, so when you mark in your trend line, you can now start looking for patterns at this zone, maybe double top or anything right here to sell. Okay, but the major place you are waiting for, or what you are waiting for, is for the price to hit here. So once the price comes here and give you the double bottom, this is our setup right here. That's the point you are going to be buying. Okay, if the price breakout, that's another point you are going to be buying. The price retest, that's another point you are going to be buying. All right, so you are just going to be marking in, okay, lines, just the highest point, the lowest point, then your trend line, and you are good to go. You just patiently wait for the price or forecast. Okay, like there's a trade I want to take and I don't want to miss out the trade. Let me go back to share with you before I need to enter the trade. Okay, now if you look what is happening here, so this is an example of what I'm explaining to you guys. Okay, I think I need to do away with these ones so that you won't be confused. Remember, I'm just trying to share with you the overview, then I'm about breaking down the strategy to you guys now. Okay, so this is a trade I want to take, but I want to explain it now. So if you look right here, okay, from here you can see we have this swing, okay, at this zone. I'm marking my line, but if you look, the price have been down, right? But what I did is to mark in this high. This is the lowest point where the price is. This is also a swing that I can see. Then I draw in my trend line connecting all these swings to the downside, right? So after doing this, now what I need to do now is to switch to a lower time frame to see how the price reacts to that zone right? So I will now, this is daily time frame. You do this on daily, just mark out the highest point you can see. So what the work it reduces is that it saves you from, you know, screwing back to see what the price have been doing to mark support, resistance at this zone. No, you just focus on where your eyes can see, where you can actually see on the current price act on the chart on your screen. Just mark out the high, the low, some of the highs you can see or lows that you can see. Then connect your trend line and simply wait for the price to come to your zone. You enter with a pattern in a chart pattern, right? Okay, so now I've done the work on daily time frame. So what I need to do is to go down to 4 hours time frame to see the next thing I might actually identify on this particular chart. So this is 4 hours time frame. Okay, so on 4 hours time frame, you can see the current price action. Now the price is actually pushing to the downside, hit my line. Okay, hit my line. So at this zone you'll be looking for opportunities, okay, to either do something. But looking at this, we can't actually see. Remember that whenever the price comes to our line, we look for chart pattern. Like what happened here, the price hit this line, we discovered this particular chart pattern, which is the double bottom, or you can even call it triple bottom, but just this is a reversal pattern. So you know how I'll still share more of your entry at this zone. You make entry at this zone, and your stop loss below. TP can be 1:2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7. So any amount. So, but I'm just trying to like make you understand how this strategy works. So whenever the price pull back to your zone, you look for pattern. That's all. This thing is why this thing is very interesting, is that you wait patiently, okay, for the price. Okay, you just break down your charts, you break down the chart, forecast and wait for the price to play out. Each day you wake up, you look at the chart and know the ones that have a potential trade to take for the day. I'm still going to share with you different charts that I'm currently on, right? So now if you look right here, that's the point you make entry. This is the point you make entry also. At this point the price couldn't hit this line, okay, so we are not doing anything right here, because unless if you must do something, you are going to do it on 1 hour time frame. So let me share with you what I mean by 1 hour time frame using a pattern on 1 hour. I think it should be on 1 hour 15 minutes time frame. We might see an entry. So on 1 hour time frame, looking at the charts, the price is pushing up, okay, with ascending channel, okay, to the upside. So what are you going to be doing? You simply wait for a breakout from the channel, okay, a breakout from the channel, and you make your entry. So you can still take this trade on 1 hour time frame, but it's not the best trade because I needed the price to hit this level. Assuming the price moved, okay, and hits, let's say that the price keep moving and hits this level, okay, before breaking out, that's the best. But this one, I don't even take this kind of trade as long as it's not there or very close to my zone, because this is very far from this zone. I'm still not going to take it. All right, so that's basically another entry right here that one could have, you know, but it's a risk entry. It's a very risky entry. I can't even take it. So let's focus on the setup itself. Now on 1 hour time frame, if you look closely, you can see the price gave us this descending triangle right here. So simply at this point, after the breakout, you have to make entry, but I missed this entry right here. You can see this breakout. I've missed the breakout entry. So what else am I looking for? Now looking at 1 hour time frame, this is the price is at my zone, okay, and it's giving me a pattern which is likely going to be a continuation pattern to the downside, right? This is a descending triangle. So now the price breakouts, I missed the entry, I did not enter. So where exactly am I actually paying attention to now? What am I going to be doing? Remember what I told you guys, once you mark in your line, the high, the low, the trend line and everything, then you wait for the price to come to your line. Now the price is at my line. Are we reversing to the upside or are we breaking out? So we simply put in our triangle and we saw that the price break out to the downside. So what next? As we have missed out this breakout, what is the next thing we are going to be doing? Now the next thing is that on 1 hour time frame, I'm simply going to wait for the price. You can see my arrow here. Okay, this black, let me zoom in. So you can see this black line here. I am waiting for the price to pull back to this level so that I will now make entry. It will now become break and retest. Okay, now what do I mean? If the price is actually trending, let's say the price is let's say this is our zone. Okay, now if this is our zone and the price is coming down, okay, let's say that the price is coming down like this. So now at this point the price is at my zone. Now I can draw in the trend line this way. Okay, then I can still use this, or I will just take this as, now if you look here, I have my descending triangle right here. So when the price, I'll be waiting for the price to break out. Once the price break out here, I actually make entry, or I wait for break and retest. So if the price retests the zone, I will now sell at that retest. Okay, so that is exactly what I'm currently waiting for. This particular thing I explained here is what is about playing out here. Okay, on 1 hour time frame. So this is what I'm expecting on 1 hour time frame to happen. The price push up a bit to this level, and I will now make entry based on break and retest on our triangle, right, pattern, and it's forming at our zone. Now do we just wait on 1 hour? Okay, this is 1 hour. Okay, so I still have to scale to 15 minutes time frame to see if there is any other entry I can actually make. Okay, maybe I might not, because the price might not actually hit this level before pushing to the downside. This is 1 hour forecasting. Now this is what I call forecasting. So you forecast trade ahead of time. You break down the chart. You've already taken set the positions you are going to be waiting for the price to hit before you make entry or you strike. So you are now setting trap from one chart to another. That's what you do with this particular setup. Now if you see here, the price is actually pushing to the upside. So I'm expecting the price to retrace back so that I will sell on 1 hour time frame. But do I just wait on waiting for the price on 1 hour time frame to make entry? No. I can still go down to 15 minutes time frame and see if there is any other place which I can actually squeeze a better entry, or I can actually identify a better entry. Now on 15 minutes time frame, the price have, if you look at 15 minutes time frame, you see a different angle of this price. So if you are waiting just on 1 hour time frame, you might miss out good trades. Now on 15 minutes time frame, you discover that the retest I'm waiting for, the price that have done it already. Now the price have from here break out of this channel and this have retested with a good bearish signal right here. You can see even bearish engulfing this weak rejection. It's a perfect one. So the price have retested that zone and is pushing down. But on 1 hour time frame, I am not seeing a clear retest. So that's why you don't just, for people, some people have a strategy that works for them. They just stick to only one time frame. They don't go to lower time frame or higher time frame or anything. Good and fine. But for this strategy, you have to, my entry is always on 1 hour time frame, 15 minutes or 5 minutes. So that's the 3 time frame I use for entry. I use the daily time frame, 4 hours time frame, to mark out the high, the low, the trend line, and I wait for the price to come to my zone. I now move down to 1 hour time frame to look for pattern, 15 minutes time frame to look for pattern, 5 minutes time frame to look for patterns. But I prefer 1 hour or 15 minutes time frame. But if I still see a good pattern on 5 minutes time frame, I will still take it, right? So that's basically what I'm trying to share with you right now. Going down to lower time frame. Now I'm on 15 minutes time frame. I am still seeing a chart pattern again, which is this triangle right here. You can see how the price respected the zone, push up to this zone, okay, bounce back, come up again, go down again. So the price is actually pushing around this zone. So what am I waiting for? I'm simply waiting for the price to break out, close below this zone. So any candlestick, bearish candle that closes below here, I'm going to be making entry, right? I'm going to be entering here. So look at the advantage now. If I enter here, I'm going to set my stop loss here. So 2 ways. If the price break out, and I enter my trade and the price keep going down to the downside, I'm making my money, so I am not missing out waiting for the price to retrace here. So what if the price decides to go against this breakout, maybe push back again, okay, and go up? So I still have another trade to take, I still have another entry to make. All right, so that's one amazing thing about this setup. So now I have a setup here. That's why I rushed back to see if the price have a kind of cleared this zone. So once the price clear here and close below here, I'm going to be making entry. As simple as that. So this is one of the simplest price action strategy that I use. It's simple, it's easy to mark up. Just understand patterns, understand those levels. Marking out the levels is not even hard because you simply see swing high, swing low. You're not going to be squeezing your shadow, going back to see support, resistance and all that. No, just mark out the current swing high, the current swing lows that you can see. Then if you have your trend line there, you mark it in, you start looking for trade entry. Okay, now there is another thing I needed to share with you. Okay, so that why I'm sharing this now is for you to understand risk management. Now if you look from here, we have a trend line. Okay, so if you put this trend line this way, you can still see that the trend line still fall at this zone. Okay, it's still fall at this zone. That's more reason why you need to come down to lower time frame to see what the price is doing. You still need to come down to lower time frame to see what the price is doing. So the price is still at this zone, which is still confirming our entry, that the price is likely going to drop from here instead of retracing back to this zone. Then there's another thing I want to share with you guys. We are going to be using also moving average 50, exponential moving average 50 for our confirmation tool or confluence. Now this is moving average 50. I've already added it. I just turned it off so that I don't like indicators on my chart when I'm breaking down the chart. I only put this indicator when I've done everything and I just want to confirm if that zone is also a good zone based on moving average traders or moving average. Now if I turn on this, you can see I have this moving average line also aligning itself as this zone. You can see it. So let me just make it bold a bit. So if you look here, we still have this moving average at that zone, which is kind of confirming the price, maybe going to be, the price is going to be respecting this level, right, pushing to the downside. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I simply wait for the price to pull back to the moving average, and everything is just happening at the right point or the right place, and that's exactly what I'm kind of looking for. So once the price breaks, I'm going to make entry, right? So if I go up to 1 hour, you still you still be watching out for the price. If the price did not break out and retrace back to our zone, we are still going to be making our entry. Okay, so if you are entering on 1 hour, you still look at this moving average. It's likely going to align itself at this zone too on 1 hour time frame. So if the price did not break, okay, and decided to go up to touch here, you are still going to have our confluence with the moving average at this zone, because by then this moving average will come down to this zone. But I am confident that the price is likely going to break out from here and push more to the downside. Okay, I think that's that for this. So let me share with you what I mean by you just go to wake up in the morning, break down the chart for the week. Today is Monday, so I've already break down few charts that I'm going to be looking for the week, taking trade for the week. I'm already on a trade on VS10. Okay, this is 75. This is another chart. I've already break down this chart. This is VS25. You can see I've already marking my movements, how I'm expecting the price to actually move. So this is 1 hour. Let me go up to 4 hours for you to also see what so this is 4 hours. Okay, so you can see I just mark out low and high. Look at the lowest point, look at another high, look at another high. So I'm looking at the price. You can see the price push to this level, push down, push up, push down, break it, come up. So I'm waiting for the price to retest to this. From here the price should break out from this channel to the downside. So this is where I'm going to be scalping. So this is like entering or trading against this particular moving trend to the upside. So now I will just scalp to the downside if the price break my channel. Remember, we are using patterns to make entry, and I'm entering this trade on 1 hour or 15 minutes time frame. If it happens, if the price break this channel, now push to this downside, I still have a potential trade to take here, which is a good one or more accurate one. Once I see the pattern, you can see I've drawn in my lines, I've break down the chart. I'm simply waiting for the price to come to my zone and I will shoot, right? So this is 25. This one is 10. Okay, you can see I'm already on this trade. The same process, the same thing. On 15 minutes time frame, I'm looking for the price to hit here. So this is also a counter trend entry. So I'm not going to be holding the trade for long. Once the price hits my TP1, I lock in my profit and also wait if the price will hit here, because this is a clear downtrending market on a higher time frame. So if I still go up to 4 hours, you are going to see that I'm using the same setup, the same thing. So you see from here, I mark out the low from what you can see here. This is the lowest point from here. So, and I have the highest point. I have also this point also. So I draw in my trend line. I wait for the price. This is for my TP level, guys. So it's not part of the line. So I draw in this. The price is actually at this level because the price rejected 1 2 3 at this level. I have to mark out this level, go to a lower time frame, I think 15 minutes time frame. Then on 15 minutes time frame, the price actually giving me a pattern at that level. So the price gave me double bottom. Okay, if you look right there, the price gave me this double bottom at this zone. So after the breakout, I made entry and I'm targeting this first leg right here. That is my first TP level. Then my second TP is up. All right, so that's basically different setup, different price. This is another one. This is crash 1000. So this is 4 hours time frame. So I've marked out the low, I've marked out the high, there's another one here. So, and I've put in my trend line. So I'm simply waiting for the price to hit this level to the downside or breakout, and I'll look for patterns to make entry. So already this is also a pattern. Then I will still be looking for entry at this zone or breakout from this or at this zone. So that is how simple this setup is. Remember, let me just check just new. Let's look for new things so that we can do this together. Okay, so I'm going to be picking what. Let's say I'm picking let's pick VS 100. Okay, so I'm going to be doing this from scratch now on VS 100. So if you look at VS 100, okay, it's not actually a good one, but I'm still going to do it. I'm still going to break it down. It's not actually a good one because of the movement. Now I'll just look for the low. So this is the lowest point at this zone. You can see this is the lowest point. Okay, then we have this as also a swing high. Okay, we also have this high here. The reason, because of this, you guys can see we had this is daily time frame, so we had this high here before, but you can equally put this as the previous high. Any of them, you can pick this as high or leave this one. So why I'm putting this high is because we are likely going to have a trade today on this. So we have this high, we have this swing high also at that zone too. So you just focus on what you are seeing here. If the price push up again, you check the highs close to the price. Okay, so this is exactly what I'm seeing right here. So I'll just go down to, after marking out this high, I go down to the next time frame, which is 4 hours time frame, to draw trends or trend lines. Okay, so this is 4 hours time frame. So what I simply do is to pick a line, connect, okay, to draw my trend line. Okay, I can equally draw to the upside too. So I've already put in my trend line to the upside. If you look, there's no trend line running through from the upside to the downside. So that's another thing you need to know. Not all the time that you will see trend line running from up to down. So we have this trend line here. I think that's basically what we are going to be watching or looking out for. So another thing you need to do is that we still have a high right here. We still have a high right here because of this. We also have this. Okay, so now that you have marking these levels according to what we can actually see here, so how can we take advantage of these levels? What is the message that we can actually get from these levels? If you look from this time frame, now you have done this, okay, you simply move down to 1 hour time frame. Okay, you simply move down to 1 hour time frame, because that's the point you are going to be looking for maybe chart patterns at your level to start looking for entry or forecasting. So now you can see this is actually, you can see what the price did here on 1 hour time frame, created a pattern, okay, which is double bottom right here. And if you still move here, you can see that this is a very good area, which is like break and retest, right? So the price created double bottom at this zone, which is our good entry point. You make entry. Then what is the next thing? As we have missed this entry, now what is the next thing we are going to be waiting for? That's the importance of this strategy. Now you want to see the price retest this zone, and we are going to be buying at this zone, and your stop loss would be here or above here. So anywhere you like, you put in your stop loss. So why is advisable or good you put your stop loss below this trend line is that the price can actually hit here and you think it's going to reverse. At that point, the price will decide to hit this level first before reversing. So it's good that you also understand that. So for the fact that we have our zone here, the price can actually break it and hit this level before reversing to the upside. So whenever you are, if the price hits here, okay, then you set your stop loss below this trend line in case if the price should push down to the trend line before reversing. But that's exactly the next thing. So this is actually what we call forecasting. Now you have seen the price, now you have seen what the price is doing. You have break down this chart within minutes, forecasted the next movement. So I'm simply going to wait, like I'm waiting in other ones that I'm not, the trade I'm not currently on. I'm simply waiting for the price to give me entry point. So this is exactly what you are going to be doing. So we are going to do one more. Okay, we are going to be doing one more. So let's check if we can get so we go to, let's say, let's pick one. Let's go to crash now, maybe, or boom. I think the one I did was crash. So I would do boom 500 now. So this is boom 500, guys, on daily time frame. So boom 500 on daily time frame. This is the movement. So now if you look, you check where is the highest point. We have the high here that we can actually see. We have this one here. We also have this. Okay, so can we see any low very close to this zone? There's no low close to this zone, right? So what we need to do now is, at this stage, you look for if we can get a running trend line. Good and fine. If you can also see a running trend line, good and fine. So now we have this. Okay, now we have this. So now what we are going to be doing in this case, because assuming we have any low around here, okay, unless you decided to go back, but I don't want to, it will keep you on the chart trying to look for things that is not even there. So instead of doing all those things, you simply focus on what you can see. Okay, so I still have a zone here. So now what are we actually going to be doing? Now you have mark out this zone. We are simply going to be doing two things. We are going to be waiting for the price to either push down, okay, to this level, so that we look for any opportunity to buy, okay, or we simply wait for the price to retrace back to this zone, then we comfortably sell at the zone. These are the two things we are going to be waiting for. And for us to also see clearly, we go down to lower time frame, which is 4 hours time frame, to also see all these things clearly, to know what next to do. So this is 4 hours time frame. So you see how this price is actually moving, okay, from 4 hours time frame. You can see how the price is moving. The price is actually like pushing down correctively. So now you still can squeeze. You see the importance of going down to a lower time frame. So instead of waiting for the price to move all the way to this level or to this level before you take a trade, you can actually see right here that you have opportunity to take a trade. So now when the price push to this level, okay, you expected to look for entry to buy to this level. But now, considering the price movement, guys, I want you to understand this. Considering how this price is pushing to the downside, you are likely not going to enjoy your trade if you enter a buy here. So what are you waiting for? Let's say that the price, look at the point I'm waiting for. If the price push down like this, push up, look at the zone I'm waiting for. Anytime the price hit this zone and give me my entry, maybe double top or any candle, maybe pattern, chart pattern around there, head and shoulders pattern, or move and give me my channel, I will just make entry at the breakout or anywhere. So this is the point I will comfortably make entry. Okay, this is the point I'll comfortably sell. If the price should pull back to this zone, I'm going to be selling at least to this level, and my stop loss, just a little bit above that zone. So now I was able to forecast again the next movement or next thing. So if the price did not retrace back and break this level, then I'm going to be waiting for another thing. Maybe the price keep going without pushing, break this level. I'll just wait for the price to retest this zone, then I'll sell. So do you see now? I was able to just within minutes check out, break down the chart, forecast what I'm likely going to be doing. But I don't have any buying option here. I don't have any buying option here. Unless the price decided to do this, that's the point I can actually buy, which it might be hard. The price break and retest this zone, that's the point I'll now start looking for buying, maybe buy from there, okay, and target this level right here. So when the price hits this level again, okay, then I'll look for entry and sell at this level to the downside. Okay, so this is exactly how I forecast my trade, how I look at the trade. So I don't just open my chart and I'll be like, oh, let me just look for entry and end. No, I've already done this. Maybe on Monday like this, I break down the chart. I simply sit back. It gives me time, flexibility, and that's a peace of mind, right? I don't just every day breaking down the chart. That's not what I do. I do this on Sunday or Monday. Then I wait for the price to play out. Whenever I open my chart, I look for the places I've forecasted. Is the price there? What is the price doing? Am I having any entry set up or anything like that? That's all. If I'm not seeing, I go back, I go again, do other things, back test or look for other strategy or test my strategies and see how they work. That's all. I'll just simply be waiting for these setups. Okay, so that's exactly what I'm actually looking out for. Remember, this is me forecasting on 4 hours time frame. I still have to go down to 1 hour time frame to see more of some opportunities. Okay, so if I go down to 1 hour time frame, I can actually see more opportunities at this zone, okay, on 1 hour time frame. But I'm going to be stopping here. But this is simply how to break down the chart in minutes and look for better entry with that chart breakdown. So I hope this is going to be helpful. I hope you are going to enjoy this. Okay, so this my trade is still, I just needed this trade to push to this level so that I will lock in profit before I go out. So that's that for this particular setup. It's simple and it's like, I don't know how to put it. It's one of the simplest strategy ever. So you just need the knowledge of patterns for entry, right? Patterns for entry. That's all. So I think this is going to be one of the easiest strategy for you to grab, and enjoy.